Hello to everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we're bringing you a truly fascinating topic. Have you heard of the apocryphal texts of the New Testament? These writings offer a different view of Jesus' childhood, very different from what we find in the canonical Gospels. Stay until the end for the full story, and we'll explore the 10 most incredible miracles from Jesus' childhood, based on ancient texts that have survived the test of time and skepticism. One of the most famous miracles attributed to Jesus as a child is truly extraordinary. One Saturday when Jesus was about 5 years old, he was playing by a stream in his village. He skillfully molded birds out of clay with his own hands. The neighborhood children, intrigued, gathered to watch what he was doing. What happened next left everyone speechless. After carefully shaping each bird, Jesus would pause for a moment to contemplate his work. With a simple breath on the figures, they came to life and began to fly, filling the air with their song. The adults, who were initially upset because they believed Jesus was working on the Sabbath, were amazed to witness the miracle. Their faces reflected astonishment and admiration as they watched the birds take flight. This episode, recounted in chapter 2 of the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, highlights the creative and divine power of Jesus from his childhood, drawing parallels with the act recounted in the Bible. Another time, while Jesus was playing by a stream near his home, he used the water and mud to build small pools, demonstrating his ingenuity and skill. However, a passing child, angry for some reason, destroyed the pools, mixing the water with mud. Then Jesus fixed his gaze on the child and with a single word, made the water disappear, leaving the pools completely dry. The third miracle occurred while walking in the fields near his home. Jesus came across a withered, dried-up plant. Moved by a deep sense of compassion and a desire to restore life, he gently touched the plant and spoke a few words. Within seconds, the plant came back to life, regaining its green color and vigor. This act demonstrates not only Jesus' divine power but also his empathy and connection with nature, highlighting his ability to transform even the most insignificant situations into meaningful miracles. The restoration of the plant not only astonished those who witnessed it, but also foreshadowed the many acts of healing and resurrection that Jesus would perform in his adult life. This miracle demonstrates his ability to breathe life into the world around him, revealing a deep and harmonious connection with nature, as well as his divine power to transform desolation into vitality. Furthermore, it symbolizes Jesus' promise to bring hope and renewal through his presence and actions. In the fourth miracle, while they were playing with friends in the fields, one of them was bitten by a poisonous snake. The poison began to take effect quickly, causing great pain and endangering the child's life. Jesus acted without hesitation, moving swiftly to approach the wounded child, gently touching the injury while weeping with a combination of firmness and authority that was both comforting and commanding. In an instant, the toxic effects of the injury vanished, and the child's health was completely and miraculously restored. This remarkable account, which is found in chapter 16 of the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, serves to illustrate the extraordinary healing power that Jesus possessed even from a very young age. It reflects not only his deep compassion for those in distress but also his remarkable ability to intervene miraculously during critical moments of need. This miraculous act not only saved a precious life but also significantly strengthened the faith and admiration of the villagers for Jesus' divine power. It demonstrated their profound care and concern for one another, reinforcing the sense of community and shared belief in the miraculous. In the fifth miracle, while the children were joyfully playing on the rooftops of the village, one unfortunate child lost his balance and fell to the ground, tragically dying instantly due to the severity of the fall. The boy's parents, utterly devastated by their sudden loss, cried out in desperation for help, their hearts filled with anguish. Moved deeply by their suffering and the pain of the loss, Jesus approached the lifeless body of the child. He took the boy by the hand and, with unwavering authority and confidence, commanded him to rise and stand up. To the astonishment of everyone present, the child miraculously returned to life, restored to perfect health. This incredible event filled his family and all those who witnessed the miracle with overwhelming joy and renewed hope. This miracle, as recounted in the Apocryphal texts, powerfully highlights Jesus' supreme authority over both life and death, foreshadowing future resurrections such as that of Lazarus, which is mentioned in the Gospel of John, chapter 11, verse 44. This remarkable act not only highlights the immense power that Jesus possesses, but it also showcases his profound ability to provide comfort and restore hope during times of deep sorrow and despair. The resurrection of the child served as a powerful demonstration of his compassion and his willingness to intervene in order to alleviate human suffering. This miraculous event significantly strengthened the faith of the community in his divine nature and authority. Beyond simply bringing relief and joy to the grieving family of the child, this miracle acted as a compelling testimony to Jesus' extraordinary ability to transform overwhelming sadness into profound joy and to restore life where there was once despair. In the sixth miracle, a local carpenter experienced a serious accident while diligently working in his workshop. In a tragic turn of events, he accidentally cut his foot deeply with an axe, resulting in a wound that appeared to be impossible to heal without proper medical intervention. This unfortunate incident plunged the man into a state of despair and hopelessness, as he feared for his ability to work and provide for his family. Upon hearing about the accident, Jesus approached the carpenter with deep compassion in his heart. He gently touched the wound and wept fervently for the man's suffering. In an instant, the carpenter's foot was miraculously healed, allowing him to regain full mobility and return to his daily life. This miracle not only showcased Jesus' incredible healing power but also underscored his genuine concern for the everyday needs and struggles of ordinary people. The seventh miracle took place in a nearby village, where a child fell gravely ill due to a rapidly spreading illness that left the family and community in distress. Despite the tireless efforts of his family and the local healers, the illness proved to be fatal, leading to the child's untimely death. The loss of the child due to this disease caused immense sadness and shock among the villagers, who mourned the tragic event deeply. Upon learning of this heartbreaking tragedy, Jesus, profoundly moved by the grief of the family, made the decision to intervene and offer his help. He visited the home of the deceased child, and with heartfelt prayer and a healing touch, brought the child back to life, returning him to his mother's arms. This miracle, although recounted in apocryphal texts, highlights Jesus' power over death, anticipating his own triumph over it and the promise of eternal life for those who believe in him. The child's resurrection not only comforted and filled his family with joy, but also strengthened the faith of the community, serving as a striking testimony to divine compassion and mercy. This act reaffirms Jesus' ability to offer hope and renewal even in the most desperate times. The eighth miracle concerned a child born blind and facing great challenges in his daily life, deprived of the light of day and the faces of his loved ones. As Jesus passed through the village, he saw the child and was deeply moved by his plight. Determined to ease his suffering, he approached the child, gently touched his eyes and spoke words of healing. Immediately, the child regained his sight for the first time, filling him and his family with wonder and joy. This miracle highlights Jesus' ability to restore sight to the blind, an act of divine power and mercy that foreshadows similar healings he would perform during his ministry, such as that of the man born blind in John 9 and 17. Beyond physical restoration, this event symbolizes spiritual enlightenment and the discovery of reality, demonstrating both physical and spiritual transformation, bringing light to those in darkness. The ninth miracle took place while playing in the fields. Jesus' brother James was bitten by a poisonous snake. Jesus, without hesitation, took James's foot, prayed intensely, and managed to extract the poison, healing him immediately. This miracle underscores Jesus' healing power and his special care for his own family. James's healing not only saved his life but also strengthened the love within the family, showing that Jesus' divine power was so beneficial to those closest to him. The 10th miracle, one of the most shocking, is that a neighborhood boy in a fit of rage struck Jesus during a game, and after a single glance from Jesus, the boy fell dead. Faced with the desperation and pleadings of the boy's mother, Jesus, moved by her anguish, resurrected the child. This miracle highlights that Jesus' power was always guided by profound love, with healing and reconciliation as values that marked his life and teachings. In the canonical Gospels, there are few references to Jesus' childhood. The most detailed accounts of his birth and early life are found in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke. Matthew 2 describes the visit of the Magi, the flight to Egypt to escape Herod's massacre of children, and the return to Nazareth. Luke 2 recounts the birth in Bethlehem, the visit of the shepherds, and the presentation of Jesus at the temple. Later, in Luke 2 verse 52, it is mentioned how, at age 12, Jesus astonished the teachers of the temple in Jerusalem with his wisdom. However, the canonical Gospels do not offer many additional details about his childhood, nor do they mention miracles performed during this period of his life. This is where the Apocryphal Gospels become relevant. With this, we conclude this fascinating journey through the lesser-known miracles of Jesus' childhood. Until next time, and remember, the greatest mysteries are always one step away from being revealed.